Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Human beings, yes, we are going to go back and look at human health and the interpretations of human health so that we are aware, especially when it is important to every mother, every woman on this planet to be able to realize the value that you mothers, whom I call my mothers, that you are very, very honored, very, very valuable creations. Without a mother, I think life will be very, very complicated in every child or in every creation in life, because even animals have mothers. Have you ever thought of that? Have you ever thought of that? Even animals have mothers. So with that, my call for mothers to realize how beautiful and how honored they are in the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam, how Allah gave in great detail how beautiful mothers are. Because as human beings, the day you were born as a human being, indeed you cannot even lift your whatever to yourself, put yourself in order to suckle the milk from your mother's breast. Do you know why? In that interpretation, Allah says, "Oh, children of Adam, remember always, always as a living human being, remember that at one time you were helpless. You were helpless, and with the love and the beauty that are explained in your mother's brain and your heart, that this creation that you are having as a little boy, a 200-day baby girl, or a baby boy, is special. Because when I said to you that when a child is born, because they do make noises, they do make what you call, in modern language, they call that noise, the baby is crying. That's when men and women say in modern time. The only name that a child can mention to identify herself to her mother is a name, Allah, because it's the most holy, 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 beautiful name in the entire universe. The trees do mention that name. The birds do mention that name. The animals do mention that name. Everything mentions that name, whether they like it or not. Whether men like to know whether they mention that I've ever mentioned that name before, they do willingly or unwillingly. The same way men and women prostrate before Allah willingly or unwillingly. So with that, when a child is born, she always say, Allah, 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 in order that child to identify herself to her mother, because the mother carried her for 9 months. She doesn't know how the baby looks like, and the baby doesn't know how the mother looks like. But in that mouth, or whatever sound, or in the mouth of whatever noise that comes out of the mother, the baby child, the baby that is born, the sonic codes, the sonic echo codes, only the mother, only the true mother of that baby can recognize, her brain can recognize those sonic codes, and that sonic code will allow the mother, and also it trigger what we call a bonding. Even though the child has been in a mother's womb, it doesn't mean they have a bond, they are bonded. No. The child has to make a sonic code. A sonic code which registers in the center of the brain of a woman. Because that's where Allah stores all that a woman feeds from, or whatever that she is on this planet. So with that, once that is registered, once those sonic codes are registered, a child will be able to or to come and the mother, the milk in the mother's breast will be able to kind of will be released. The sonic cord will touch the something, the center of the brain of the mother, and the breast, the mother will recognize that, and then her breast will release milk. Because I'll tell you one thing, human beings, that even though you carry a child in your womb, if you are not, you are amongst women who have used things like alcohol, things like that, sometimes it complicates things. A woman can give birth to a child, but she won't be able to release the milk for that child maybe after 3 days, sometimes 2 days, or even more than that. So with that, I just want to remind men and women that Christians, human beings, you are all Muslims. This thing that you deviated and you became things that cannot recognize themselves. In that context that you cannot recognize yourselves, there is what we call bloodshed. Because the people of whatever cannot identify themselves with the people in the side of the other village. And what happens there is a conflict and confrontation. When that occurs in the society of living men and women, we are given a percentage of mental development to articulate with reason, or to articulate reasoning accountability. In my whatever I've asked men, in the 11th centuries, when we look back at the 11th centuries, can any living human being put anything on the table that this is what we have achieved that is beneficial to every human being? If we go into medicine, it's desecration of every genetic structures of life of human beings. If we go, there are weapons of mass destruction. There are genocide, there are records of genocide after genocide, which I don't want to go to. But if you are to look to Islam, you'll be able to recognize your mother. If you don't recognize your mother, the one who in the kitchen preparing breakfast for you, recognize her in the woman or the mother that is walking on the street and say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Recognize someone that is walking and is gentle, she's doing her, but she's a human being. Once you do that, then Allah says, oh, you human beings, now you've come to understand that you are one community. Because we looked at animals. Animals produce mother animals. The animals, a cow can produce a calf, and so many other things. But they always respond, and those animals, what I did not tell you, all animals on this planet, they know only one religion, and that true religion is Islam. They do not alter, and they will never be able to do that. It's only men and women who say, we are Pentecost, we are Qadian, we are this and that. If you look at these, whatever, the Qadian, the Ahmadiyya, and all these sects, they all have their whatever, dirty theologies. Dirty theologies that desecrates what you call every unit and every atom of beauty in a human's life, or in life in general. Because ever since I started watching whatever, I had never heard someone explaining to human beings that you are all living Muslims on this planet. And I've never heard anybody saying that even that everything around is religion of Islam. Those whom have come across with it, they told us that if you kill so and so, then that's when you're Muslim. No. That is not Islam. Anyway, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.